Hey, let me talk about chapter 10, the part 3 continued. I like it's divided into chapters because I think these parts probably go on for freaking ever, which I don't know if I actually like in books. But this is Bttr Hny Pg that I'm talking about, chapter 10, or part 3 continued, where we start off with Kiminachi getting pregnant, giving birth to the twins. Her continuing battle with the kin inside of her. It's interesting listening to this part. It really puts me in mind of Freshwater, which was sort of all the kind of multiple personalities within inside of a woman. It's sort of the very much kind of the same, it feels to me the very same concept of that Ametsi Ekueshi and their kind of thing with that, but that's solely strictly on her point of view, whereas this book splits off into other people's points of view and doesn't feel as I don't know, is it as fantastical or is it more grounded in Freshwater, because Freshwater is just always there in that point of view and you're just solidly in it all the time, whereas this you're always getting the daughter's outside points of view. And in this section where there's much more about Tai, and I haven't mentioned it yet, but she has a companion, our Mother of Perpetual Sorrows, kind of a Madonna figure who follows her around in her chorus, which feels a lot more like a literary device. Like this is like someone to give her dialogue to kind of ping off of her. It's very non-judgmental lady, Virgin Mary. It's interesting. The daughter is very much coming from a kind of a Christian kind of thing there of how her manifestation is, but it also does kind of put me in the mind of, as much of this is depicting mental states and stuff like that, it's very literary. It's like, I don't believe this is something that's going to happen with somebody in a way, or it's very convenient for the novelist in a way that their characters have this mental issue here, more with the daughter, more with Tai, who gets involved with this woman, who's a professor, a university professor, and has a kid, which is its thing in itself. It's like there's one thing of Tai having kind of flings with kind of consenting adults, but when you get a kid involved, that can, I think, cause a whole different layer of commitment and hurt. Though interesting, this is with Salome. Though interesting, at the end of the section, Salome says, it's like, well, the person who I was with left me because they found somebody who was going to be monogamous, and another woman who's going to be monogamous, and that was good. The Havanese is burrowing down to wherever, having a good dig. Okay, but while he is digging, and it turns out at the end of the section, she says, like, well, look, I wasn't upfront with you at first, but look, I am seeing other people. I've got a woman that I see sort of every 3 months for, a weekend here or there, but I'm still interested in being with you. And it was interesting because Tai was very much like, oh, you're in with other people and you're not interested in me. So I immediately went to there, but I was like, no, I am interested in you, but I want to kind of make sure you know how the land lays and are you still interested, kind of thing. And she is very much interested. So, I mean, we know sort of as things go that the relationship doesn't get mentioned again in the future. So we know it's not gonna end well, because none of Tai's relationships are ending well. Dogs are flopping around. I think Shira's probably found something really interesting to smoosh herself into, which I should be probably worried about. Shira! What are you doing? turn into another dogfight video here in a second. It's going to go on the attack. This is why it's much easier to do these things in the dark when I can't see cute puppiness breaking out all over the place. But so yeah, that's where I am at. You know, I'm really enjoying the characters. I am wondering about kind of depictions of not mental states that aren't, you know, aren't the normal. There are the away from the thing that people are seeing stuff that isn't there. And in this case of Tai, at least having a very functional life is just like I have a friend who kind of nobody else can see, but I continue on with my life. Versus Mother, who's very much more. That's much more of kind of an honest, what seems to me more of an honest thing of mental state where, you know, she goes through periods where she's very not functional, and you know is really not there for her daughters. And is not there in general. Yeah. So I think that's all I want to say at the moment. Now I'm just gonna go see what the heck the puppies are doing. Theo's decided to start digging, which maybe I should step in on and encourage him to find other pleasures in his life because he's now all dirty. All right, more videos later.